This is today's WWE NXT full show results video, and Indi Hartwell makes her entrance and gets on the mic. She said that she doubted herself, and holding the title was a pipe dream, and she gives the crowd a bunch of credit for being behind her. There's someone else she needs to acknowledge, and that's Roxanne Perez, and if it weren't for her, there'd have never been a ladder match and she wouldn't be standing here, so Roxanne should get the first shot at her title. Then Zoe Stark comes and says Indi had quite the upset, but she's holding a title that's been held by legends and future Hall of Famers, and that's disgusting, and challenged Indi for a match tonight for the title. Indi accepts the challenge and Zoe says she's going to make history by being the shortest reigning women's champion we've ever seen, period. Then we saw a tag team match between Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo versus Pretty Deadly, and the result of this match was Pretty Deadly won the match by pinfall with a schoolboy from Elton Prince on Tony D'Angelo. The next match happened between Donovan Dijak versus Odyssey Jones, and the result of this match was Donovan Dijak won the match by pinfall with the diving moonsault. The next match happened between Dragon Lee versus Nathan Frazer. Before the match, Noam Dar jumps the barricade with his Heritage Cup and cuts a promo about finally being here in NXT. He says he's gonna be watching for contenders to the cup and he's on the tippy top, etc. After a great match, the result of this match was Dragon Lee defeated Nathan Frazer by pinfall with a running knee. Back from the commercial, we get a vignette from new tag champs Alba Fire and Isla Dawn where they talk about their win and how there are always ashes left smoldering and a challenge hanging in the air, and they're only beginning to crack the surface of just how perilous they can be. The next match happened between Indi Hartwell versus Zoe Stark for the NXT Women's Championship, and the result of this match was Indi Hartwell defeated Zoe Stark by pinfall to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Post-match, Tiffany Stratton makes her entrance, but before she can do anything, Cora Jade returns through the crowd and hits a butterfly DDT. She holds the title up before dropping it on Indi's fallen body, and Cora Jade leaves and confronts Tiffany on her way out. Then backstage, Fallon Henley rolls up with Josh Briggs to yell at Kiana for not telling him she was cheating. Kiana says they weren't exclusive, but everything changed after their first kiss, but then changed again, and it's just not the same. Jensen is beside himself and Josh tries to tell him there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he tells him to stay out of his relationships and storms off, and Briggs says the tag title rematch next week is gonna be a lot of fun and Fallon agrees. Then we saw a match between Ivy Nile versus Tatum Paxley, and the result of this match was Ivy Nile defeated Tatum Paxley by submission with her compassionate release. Then we saw a confrontation between Von Wagner and Ilya Dragunov backstage, and Robert Stone rolls up to separate them and says he'll get Von a match against Ilya next week, but if he doesn't win, they're done. Then we saw a match between Axiom versus Wesley for the NXT North American Championship, and the result of this match was Wesley won the match by pinfall with the cardiac kick, retaining the NXT North American Championship. Post-match, Scripps appears over the PA and says he sees Axiom crystal clear, his truth in the hidden corners of his mind, but Axiom is ready for the run-in and kicks him out of midair. In the main event of the show, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams make their entrance, and Williams says this is the him era, and Hayes puts Bron Breakker over as one of his greatest opponents, and he means it when he says he respects him. Enter Bron Breakker, and Breakker appreciates that and says the title has a great legacy and it was his job and his duty to pass the torch the most respectful way he can. Mello asks Bron to hold up and shakes his hand, and they hug, and Breakker raises Hayes' hand and takes him out with a short arm lariat, and hits power slam on Trick Williams, and then hits spear on the Carmelo Hayes, and the show goes off air.